Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.
Welcome to another installment of the Entrepreneurial SME. I'm Mabote. Insurance is a concept that many, including small business owners, shy away from. Cost is always the reason SMEs don't take insurance. But there are many other reasons why they should. The recent COVID-19 was one of those. To help us understand the importance of having and choosing the right insurance for your business is Managing Director of Buy Me, Francois Potgieter, and also joining us on Zoom, all the way from Hermanus. I'm told it's very terrible there. There's no beautiful things happening in that part of the world. Is Kenneth Coetzer, Director of Doughgetters, is it Doughgetters, right? To share his insights. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us tonight. I'm going to start with you, Kenneth, in Hermanus. Have you had insurance nightmare since you've been in business?
Yeah, insurance nightmares. I suppose you all know that a place like Hermanus has a lot of windy activity. It's almost like a given that at least once a year we'll phone our insurance company to have them help us put the roof tiles back on our roof. And I had that happen to me last week when we had the serious winds, and I was very fortunate to be covered.
Have you ever had a disaster when you were not covered?
No, I suppose I'm one of those boring, typical accountants. If you could see my backdrop here, it's completely grey, which I think is appropriate. I try and argue that I'm an accountant with a personality, but I seem to fail at that. So I've always been fortunate enough to take risk quite seriously and never been in a situation where I needed to suck it up and find funds out in my own pocket.
Lucky you.
But I've seen a few people with that Bambi in the headlights look when they realize they're not covered for something that potentially has a devastating effect on their financial affairs.
Francois, I'm sure Kenneth does not represent the most of people that you know out there. We SMEs shy away from one extra cent, even if it's for insurance.
Yeah, good afternoon, Rams. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the problem is that we see a lot of times where people look back and say, if I had insurance, I could have been better off. And it starts with the most basic things. You know, small businesses often depend on a vehicle. A plumber has a vehicle. When that vehicle gets stolen, that business is dead. Uninsured if you can't get money back. And we see that. I mean, we see that in the people we talk to. We see that in small businesses. We saw it a lot in Natal recently when we had the floods and the unrest. So definitely a reality for small businesses. And I think one of the mistakes small businesses do is they look at their income statement. In other words, they look at their cash flow, as you say, and they can't afford something. But they forget about the risk on their balance sheet. If their assets disappear, then the business is dead, whereas cash flow is a month-to-month challenge.
But is insurance for business designed favorably for business? And is it as affordable as it should be?
I think it is a difficult thing. I think there's room. There's room to improve. I think one of the key things is often people maybe insure too many risks and therefore it becomes expensive. And rather what they should start off with is say, what can I afford for insurance? And let's have a look at what is my biggest risk and can I protect myself against those risks? So we've seen, for example, more and more where companies and small business owners are asked to prove that they have insurance. So for example, they go to a site, they want to do plumbing, and they ask for their public liability insurance. That insurance is fairly affordable if they go and find just that insurance. I think that's what we at Buy Me trying to offer them. But that is the type of insurance that is there, and if clients look for it, it can be found. Whether it can be cheaper, I think so. I think as there's more competition and more insurance companies are able to offer access to these products, I think it can become cheaper.
Excellent. Kenneth, you in the business of accounting, bookkeeping and stuff like that, I'd reckon it's difficult to insure those things. So what typically do you insure in your business over and above bricks and mortar?
From an accounting point of view, I think one of the things that we've seen happen, and just to give you a bit of background on Doughgetters accounting, we're a group of accountants who decided that we like to work remote. So our entire business model is we all work from our own little spot and we collaborate as a team across the country. Now, just taking that into account, if you look at what's happening in the accounting industry at the moment, our activities have gone very much online. So cybersecurity has become absolutely critical for us, and we need to take that into account. In addition, the whole move towards more outsourced services where people are using fractional services instead of having a bookkeeper online the whole month. They are looking at the pressure times during the end of the month when they need to do their month ends and the VAT and the pay as you earn and that sort of thing. And because that's outsourced now, there's an operational risk that you carry as an accountant, and that also needs to be considered. You mitigate that risk through good processes in your business, but at the end of the day, when you have systemic risks kicking in, you need an insurance business such as BuyMe that responds favorably to businesses that are in the digital space. So, and I think all our businesses are moving in that direction. We're very data heavy, whether you're a plumber or an accountant or any other sort of business. We're dealing with people's personal information a lot. And we have an obligation to protect that information and to make sure that it's not accessible in any other way, and to insure ourselves against any eventuality where it does fall off the card, so to speak.
Has the industry responded to this? Has insurance also become digitized? Has it become cyber smart, where you don't come to me with 300 pieces of paper and I have to battle to go through them?
I think it's starting. We're very excited at BuyMe, which is an acronym for Business Insurance Made Easy. Yeah. It's an online broker, so effectively we try and take the paperwork out completely. Yeah. You can come in 24 hours a day. You can now get a quote from different insurance companies online, and you can actually purchase insurance without actually talking to someone or filling in a form. Just doing it all online. It's pretty much what's happening worldwide. So we are seeing models from the international point of view, Americas, Australia, UK, etc. And it's coming to South Africa, and I think we're adjusting quite quickly. Giving business access to insurance is one of the things that insurance companies grapple with here, and for individuals. And so providing better access to insurance is I think what makes our model so exciting.
Excellent. Let's take a break. When we come back, we continue this conversation with my guests.